Okay, so Sirona wants to speak to us. So let's go and talk to her.
Glad you came.
Oh. There's actually quite a few people in here. Well, in comparison to what we've seen before. Wait. Shouldn't you wait for people to get off the table first? You know, to leave the table before cleaning it? What's going on here? They're trying to they're just trying to have their meal and like, I don't know, what are they eating? Not really sure what that is. You got corn and cob, and then what is that? Bacon and salad in the middle. Not really sure what that is, but yeah, they're just trying to eat their meal, and so they're just wiping the table next to. Like, they should have put her on this table, cleaning this one or something, or one of these, rather than on one of the two tables that people are actually using.
Hello, Sirona. I received your owl. How are you?
Hello, my friend. Did you ever find Lodgok?
I did, thank you. In fact, we're working together to try and rein in Ranrock.
Are you? I suspected you and he would get along. Perhaps best I don't know details of your plans.
Probably.
Then I shall refrain from telling you to be careful yet again. But I hope you will be.
Of course. Your owl mentioned you were needing my help with something.
I do. I thought you might be just the person to do a favour for my friend Dorothy Sprottle in Upper Hogsfield.
I don't believe I've met Mrs. Sprottle.
She's lovely. Her late husband Aidan was a friend of my father's. In fact, I'd stay with Dot and Aidan the summers I waited tables here as a student. I've seen her a few times since Aidan passed, but the pub's been so busy lately, I've not been as attentive as I'd have liked. I wonder if you might pop in and see her. She may need some help collecting ingredients for her supply of Wiggenweld potion. And you could retrieve something of mine in the process. A box, full of old letters and such.
Okay.
Why does Mrs. Sprottle keep a supply of Wiggenweld potion on hand?
Dot's a skilled potioneer. She's been supplying travelling vendors with Wiggenweld potion. An ordinary precaution that has, unfortunately, become a necessity, what with Ranrock's loyalists disrupting the trade routes.
Why did Mr. and Mrs. Sprottle have your box of letters after all this time?
It's one of a few that I had when I was young. Dot found it when she was clearing out a closet. Can't imagine what's in there. Probably terribly theatrical. The ramblings of a teenage witch and her friends.
Full of
You're
angst.
welcome to take a peek inside, if you do
Really?
find it. To be honest, I'd imagine it contains some lovely memories.
You're okay with reading through your private letters?
I'll try to go and see her when I can.
It would mean the world to me, and to Dorothy. Aidan was bringing the box of letters to me when he was taken ill. Dot can tell you where he might have dropped it.
Wait, what?
You'll find the hamlet just north of Hogsmeade. Please do give Dot my love.
What? I'm confused. So, the dude was walking here or traveling here, and then died of something, and then just left the box. Like the box was just left there, where the guy died. How long ago was this? Seems a little confusing on the timeline of the events that happened.
Hogsmeade, here I come.
Like, I thought she meant like they left the box of letters at their home. Not they left it, like I left it at the point of death. I can't use my broom just yet.
Abandoned long ago, no doubt.
What was?
Upper Hogsfield. Now, where to find Mrs. Sprottle?
Indeed.
It's like a place right out of a...
Bardolph Beaumont should have returned by now. Had by dark wizards he was.
Revelio.
You okay? Why are you talking to yourself? This is very nice. I like this. There's the windows cut into the thatch. The weird shaped buildings. Like, the love they poured into this game is crazy.
Ranrock's loyalists are a menace.
Hello again. Come and listen. I've acquired what muggles call a loot. Marvelous, isn't it? If things keep going as they are,
And an oboe?
well,
I think they're called. That's cool, it's animated like that.
Shane Bardolph thought dark magic was the answer. I reckon Rookwood's played a hand in his disappearance.
Do we know who Bardolph Beaumont is? Yep, Sirona.
Hello, Mrs. Sprottle. Actually, Sirona Ryan asked if I'd come and see you.
Oh, dear Sirona, a gem. Has been for as long as I've known her.
She thought you might need help collecting ingredients for your Wiggenweld potion.
And she's correct. My darling Aidan used to collect Horklumps for me. Since he died, my supply has dwindled.
I'm sorry for your loss, Mrs. Sprottle.
Oh, thank you. Love of my life. A bit lost without him. If you wouldn't mind gathering some Horklumps for me, I'd be happy to compensate you for your time.
I have some with me.
Believe it or not, I have some with me.
Oh, thank you. How wonderful. The travelling vendors will be thrilled to replenish their stock of Wiggenweld potion.
Sirona also mentioned that Mr. Sprottle was bringing her a box of letters when he fell ill.
Indeed he was. I'd almost forgotten. I stumbled upon it just before Aidan died. He was hoping to go through it with Sirona over a butterbeer or two. Those two were always like two bowtruckles in a branch. Aidan took ill when he was collecting Horklumps on his way to see her. He made it home, but I fear he dropped the box in the cavern. The cavern is in the hills just southwest of our hamlet. You can gather Horklumps and collect the box of letters there.
Okay.
Do you remember anything about the letters you put in the box?
Oh, of course. A few letters from some of her school friends. Some nice memories. I even included a letter Sirona had written to me when she was staying with us. Thought she might enjoy reading it. I know when I read writing from my youth, I'm always astonished at how much I've changed, and yet remain the same.
Sirona said she lived with you during the summers when she was at Hogwarts. What was she like?
Oh, goodness. Well, she was almost exactly like she is now. Charming, good head on her shoulders, taking care of everyone. I can't tell you the fun we had when she and her friends would visit us during the year, all buzzing about, practicing charms. Talented group. Her friend Mirabelle was a genius in the garden. Learned it all from her muggle parents, if you can believe it.
We don't know if we have muggle parents, do we? We don't know anything about our parents. Like, they could have been two witches. I mean, you know, two magical people, two wizards, two witches. Or, you know, they could have been mixed. So, one is magical, the other a muggle. Or they could be pure blood. Like, we have no idea.
Thank you, Mrs. Sprottle.
Thank you. I'll be here if you are able to collect those Horklumps. I and the vendors I help would greatly appreciate it.
Let's go replenish our Horcrux, I guess.
Nothing to poach an errand to except a
Oh, up there.
Not worth the trouble if you ask me. Legs are far too brittle.
This must be the cavern Mrs. Sprottle mentioned.
Well, this is not a good sign. What did this? Oh, is this them? These poachers, these are the remains of everything they've poached? Ugh.
Still need to visit the cave to find Sirona's box of letters. Perhaps I'll find more Horcrux while I'm there.
This is the cave. What are you talking about?
Better have a look around, see if I can find that box of letters. Confringo! That's all the Horcrux for now. Mrs. Sprottle should be pleased.
I've already given to her. What is this? Prison cells? What kind of cave is this? It's like an old goblin jail or something?
Revelio.
Interesting. So we need to go down. To find it.
Revelio.
Thought I heard big footsteps. Troll be down below, we're gonna have to fight. Not really sure what these like beams are for. They're not supporting anything, they're just hanging. So what is up here?
Revelio.
Absolutely nothing.
Either I'll have to fight that troll, or avoid it altogether.
Expelliarmus! Confringo!
Ah!
Tego! Stupefy! Confringo!
How do you move so quickly? Got me on the backswing.
Leviosa, Confringo, Tego, Stupefy.
I hate that he keeps grabbing me on the backswing. What? That was weird.
Tego, Stupefy. Confringo,
I moved.
Confringo,
Oh. That is so annoying.
Confringo, 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 Tego, Stupefy.
Oh.
Should think they felt that in London.
Why was that guy so much higher level than me? Well, I could collect Wiggenweld potions for a while now. Dear me. Nice. Okay, let's find out if there's anything else here I've missed. There was some stuff down there though. These will help me make more of those potions. Foxes? Can't grab them, can I? These class as magical beasts. Aww. Little squirrels. Can we pet the squirrels? Aww. Dear Sirona, when I arrived here I had trouble. No. When I arrived here, I had a troubling sense that in many ways I wasn't like the other first years. I confess I worried that Hogwarts might not have been the proper place for me, and pondered sending an hour to my parents asking them to fetch me, almost before the first week of classes had ended. How did you know? I presume you're not secretly a Legimens, but I wonder that you seem to know my thoughts better than I did myself. That day in the Three Broomsticks, when you spotted me huddled in a corner, staring blankly at an untouched butterbeer and an empty bit of parchment, my quill dripping ink woefully onto the floor, you came to sit with me. Well, I shall never forget it. I recall a sudden sense of relief, as if someone had cast a levitation charm on me. When you told me about how nervous you'd been to come to Hogwarts, I looked at you. It seemed beyond my imagination to think of you as anything but the confident, contented witch sitting before me. In the days that followed, I marvelled how you charmed, in the non-magical sense, I mean, everyone around you without apology, embracing who you were and who they were. It was as though a candle had flickered on for me. I realised I could choose that path as well. Now that my school years are ending, the frightened first-year witch I had been seems worlds away. And I know it's because you saw yourself in that despairing creature in the corner of the pub. and so generously extended yourself to her. Yours sincerely, Mirabelle. P.S. Please tell Mrs. Sprottle that I still plan on visiting her and Mr. Sprottle whenever I can. For their delightful conversation and, I am unashamed to admit, her incomparable cauldron cakes. Dear Sirona, I conjured this weak gift for you as a token of my gratitude. If you hadn't stood your ground on my behalf during Quidditch practice last week, I might have left the team altogether. And now we've won the Quidditch Cup. Ravenclaw House would not be the same without you. Yours sincerely, Sean. Oh, they're all Ravenclaws. Good. As they should be. My dear Sirona, I've sent a note separately to dear Mr. and Mrs. Sprottle for their hospitality, but felt the need to put a quill parchment with my thanks to you as well. What a lovely respite from the castle. I won't soon forget how we giggled about that ridiculous gnome. Did he truly believe what he was singing? And Mrs. Sprottle's steak and kidney pie was simply glorious. I shall be dreaming of it for days. And so I appreciate you including me. I fear, I must warn you, however, that this does not mean I will go easy on you in next week's match. You know that Ravenclaw is no match at all for Slytherin this year. Most gratefully yours, Bellamina. Here's the rest of it.
This must be Sirona's box of letters.
Dear Sirona, happy birthday, my darling friend. I sneaked into the kitchens and asked Finky to make your favourite. Cream crowdie? I can't even imagine what that would be. And she was delighted to oblige. Not sure where she got raspberries at this time of year. Genius, that Finky. Bess.
I should take this box of letters to Sirona. She'll be glad to have it back.
Dear Mrs. Sprottle, Mother and Father were delighted to hear that you and I had spent the afternoon at Gladrags last Saturday. Truth be told, I think my mother was ever so slightly envious. I shan't soon forget how heartily we laughed at my efforts to lace the bodice of my new dress. A challenge indeed. As is the rather delicate practice of properly situating a hat pin without wounding either my hat or my head. But I adore everything that we selected, and I have you to thank for now feeling like a marvellously fashionable witch. It was also a treat to dine at the Three Broomsticks without having to clear the tables. I shall own a place like that one day, mark my words. I consider myself more than lucky that you and Mr. Sprottle agreed to let me stay. I know that my parents feel precisely the same way. Yours gratefully, Sirona.
I think that's everything. Sirona will be glad to have this back.
With the mist coming in, like, the forest looks amazing.
I'll say it again. Can't thank you enough for helping to save the village from those trolls.
Hello, Sirona. I have good news. I was able to provide your friend Mrs. Sprottle with some Horklumps for her Wiggenweld potion, and I found your box of letters.
Oh, thank you. I knew you were the one to ask.
I wondered about some of the letters in the box.
Of course. It appears most of the letters were from fellow students.
Yeah, I think Mirabelle is Professor Garlic.
I saw a letter from someone named Mirabelle. Is that Professor Garlic?
It is! Still one of my dearest friends. I know she wouldn't mind you having seen that letter. She and I are of a similar mind, especially when it comes to young people. We believe experience to be an invaluable teacher. To borrow a phrase from Mirabelle, it's a joy to see anyone blossom, but particularly one who doubted they ever would.
One of the letters mentioned Quidditch practice. Did you play?
I did. Was the Ravenclaw Seeker for 3 years.
Very nice.
Merlin's beard. I adore Quidditch. Nothing
And you're
like the feeling
Ravenclaw.
of catching the golden snitch when your team's down by 140 points. I'll never forgive Professor Black for cancelling it this year. I missed cheering for Ravenclaw. We could have cheered them on together.
We could have, yeah. Or I could have been on the team, and you could have cheered for me. Damn Professor Black.
I spotted a letter from you to Mrs. Sprottle. You two seem to have a lot of fun together.
We do. She taught me so much during my summers with her and Aidan. I shall be the first to admit that adolescents aren't always the easiest to understand. And not everyone was as kind to me as the Sprottles. But the depth of their kindness, and that of so many of my friends, got me through... well, got me through some challenging times, to put it mildly.
I'm glad I could be of help. Mrs. Sprottle sends her best.
Don't know what I'd have done without her and Aidan. Thank you, again, for helping her, and for returning this box of letters. It's nice to reflect on good memories.
Oh, cake shelf, nice. Hey, we're 29.
Folks talk about you taking down that troll in the village circle. You
Butterbeer?
certainly made an impression.
Cause of butterbeer, please. Butterbeer. Why can't I drink some? Can eat things, but there's nothing to drink. We. Sirona won't leave her patrons alone. Whatever desk people are on, she'll clean those ones instead of the empty ones. Okay, let's find out who's behind here. Because there's a
Does it
quest
get any more
behind.
cozy than Hogsmeade?
Yeah.
He'll see it was a mistake parting ways with me.
Sir, is everything all right?
How kind of you to ask. The name's Ackley Barnes. And no, it is not. I'm plotting a sort of revenge against my ex-business partner, a conniving fiend by the name of Alfred Lawley. He cut me out of our herbology supply business just as we were getting started. Said I was too volatile to work with.
I mean, you're
I'll
proving
show
him wrong.
Volatile.
I can see why he said that. You do seem angry.
Of course I'm angry now, in large part due to his absurd overreaction to what is simply passion for my work. Supercilious fool, he's passionate about things too, as I intend to remind him by relieving him of his prized possession. A venomous tentacula he's grown from a seedling that was to be the keystone of our business venture. I can't get anywhere near it with Ruth Singer watching me like an augury. Lawley's doing, no doubt. But no one would suspect a student. How would you feel about committing some grand plant larceny?
Why do you need Mr. Lawley's venomous tentacula in particular?
Simple. If I have it, then Lawley doesn't. Ergo, I can launch my business, and he must start all over again. I'm killing 2 snidgets with 1 stone.
That sounds like a good idea.
You said Mr. Lawley was your ex-business partner. What were you working on?
I had an idea to train Venomous Tentacula, create guard plants, if you will, that attacked when ordered. We hit a snag when one ate Lawley's Kneasel. After that, he cut me out of the business, the short-sighted fiend.
What else is in Mr. Lawley's cellar?
All of Lawley's herbology supplies. He has quite the collection. Fill your pockets while you're there. Or to slow him down for a bit. And I can get my business going minus any competition.
So you messed up. Lawley's Kneasel got killed. And so he said, we're done with the business. Well, you're done with the business, like, you're out. We're definitely missing something here. But now he wants to steal Lawley's plant so he can start the business while Lawley goes under. I don't see how he's justified in doing this.
I'm not sure this is something a student should be doing on your behalf.
Oh, it's nothing. And he deserves it. Trust me. He'll be in and out of there in no time.
Very well. I'll see what I can do.
Excellent. I shall be right here. All I ask is that you bring me the Venomous Tentacula. Remember, I just need that Venomous Tentacula.
I've always said we would choose another way. I'm confused.
Mr. Barnes will only get in trouble going down this path. I need to find another way to get him a Venomous Tentacula.
Ah, yeah, there we go. Oh, they've left it open. It says just return to him. Oh, because I have parts of it? Oh, maybe I'm just giving one of mine.
Hello, Mr. Barnes. I have that Venomous Tentacula.
Wish I could see Lawley's face when he realizes his prized possession is gone. We'll see who's volatile now. Well done.
Yeah.
I'll take it off your hands now.
It wasn't as easy to come by as I had expected. I'd like to be paid for my troubles.
Only fair, I suppose. I can respect your business acumen. Here's a little something for your next trip to Zonko's. Thank you again for your help. I suspect you have a bright future.
There we go. We conned the conman, I guess. Wait till he finds out his friend still has it. I'm not entirely sure what I can spend money on, because we seem to have
You're
bought
back.
everything.
Nice to see you again. What are we looking
Well,
for
I mean,
today?
I suppose I could buy different versions of what Broom looks like. See, I could
that item is
preview
of the
these
highest
ones,
quality.
but the ones you get from other places, you can't preview, and they're like 5,000. It should be the other way around. The cheap ones, maybe not
Thanks
preview,
for stopping
but the really
by.
expensive
Hope to
ones,
see
you
you again.
definitely should preview.
Where did I set my traps? Was it? Oh, the anticipation!
Who lived here, I wonder? Not sure how I'd fare.
Bardo Beaumont should have returned by now. Had by dark wizards he was.
Excuse me, did you say something about a Bardolph Beaumont?
Oh, hello again. How nice to see you. And yes, I did. I was just worrying about Claire Beaumont's brother Bardolph. Only he's gone missing. Rumour is he was seen in the forest practicing dark magic. Saw him myself near some ruins with Rookwood's lot, I did. I fear he got himself into trouble with the Ashwinders, especially if he made them a promise he couldn't keep. I'd help search for him myself, but no one will risk encountering Ranrock's loyalists. They seem to be everywhere.
Do you think Bardolph may have simply run off?
No. Bardolph's run that shop with Claire his entire life. He'd not give it up for anything. He swore he'd be back in a fortnight. My instincts are that he's been held captive, or worse.
Why would Bardolph want to get involved with the Ashwinders?
Oh, he had a terrible run-in with Ranrock's loyalists. Changed him. He vowed never to feel powerless again. I think he sought the Ashwinders out to learn their secrets. Victor Rockwood, at least, seems somehow immune to Ranrock's loyalists.
I can certainly look out for him.
Any help would be appreciated. You might speak to Claire first. Perhaps she has some insights that I don't. I can tell you that Bardolph was last seen in the forest wearing a particular woolen jumper, one that Claire knitted herself. Claire will be at her shop if you'd like to speak with her.
Does the wooden jumper have a bee on the front?
Past the river, near the forest. I must be on the right track. I should investigate.
Oh. Scary. Oh. Oh.
Expelliarmus!
Oops, wrong one.
Confringo!
Oh.
Confringo!
Is that Infurious wearing a woolly jumper? That must be Bardolph.
Oh no.
Confringo! Tego! Stupefied! Confringo!
Bardolph's woolen jumper. I'm not sure Madame Beaumont would want to know what really happened to him. Revelio.
I thought we were going to Claire to find out more information. Journey entry 2 of 2. I'm repulsed by what I have witnessed. They've created Infurious. A corpse mutilated, come back to life. I tried to hide my horror while I was seeing, alas, I think they saw through me. I need to convince them I'm not a spy. I'm not here to undermine them. If I do not, I fear I could be next. Bardolph.
This mentions Infuri, and something about it being Bardolph's turn next. Revelio.
Which is exactly what happened.
Why, hello again! Come and listen. I've acquired what models call a loot. Marvelous, isn't it?
Madame Beaumont? I believe I have some news of your brother.
Bardolph? What do you know of my brother?
I regret to say that Bardolph had been turned into an Infurious, and I had to kill him.
What? But how could you possibly think that an Infurious was my brother Bardolph? That's absurd!
He was wearing a woolen jumper, hand-knitted.
No, this can't be. Oh,
I'm truly sorry. I wish it had been better news. I wish you well, Madame Beaumont.
What more could I have done? Oh, Bardolph! Bardolph, my dear, dear brother.
I couldn't help but overhear. Did you mention Ranrock's loyalists?
I did. My apologies. I've not been myself since we last met. Ranrock and his followers have set up camp here. No regard for our beloved hamlet or our livelihoods. Ruthless. It's Ranrock I have to thank for losing Bardolph. If only I could somehow rid our hamlet of these monsters. I'm simply at my wit's end.
Why don't you simply leave the area for now?
Upper Hogsfield is my home. Bardolph and I grew up here. I can't believe he's never coming home. Part of me wants to avenge the loss of my brother, whilst another part of me simply wants to hide.
You said Ranrock's loyalists have set up camp here. Where precisely?
To the south, across the river. Last I heard, there were several loyalists in each camp. I won't go near them.
Don't worry, I'll avenge Bardolph.
I am unfortunately quite familiar with Ranrock's loyalists. Perhaps I can do something.
Much as I would love to be rid of them, I wouldn't want you to risk injury, or worse. Please be cautious. We should not have to live in fear. This is our home.
Exactly. You shouldn't.
Chips in the house, please.
It seems as though things are getting worse. Best be on my guard.
You should know better than that by now. We've all told you before, and look what happens when you don't listen.
How did you see me? You weren't even looking in my direction.
Such arrogance. Well, it reminds me of the time I nearly fell out of a cart at Gringotts. I was only young, mind. Well, not like I'd fall out now. Lucky if I fit in one now.
Revelio. Retrificus Totalis.
Over here, ready to fight. Where did they go? Oh.
Ah!
Little magic. Rest until you're dead.
Whoops.
Too late for you to learn the error of your ways. One camp down, one more to go. Revelio. Retrificus Totalis.
What was that? Who's there?
He's ignoring it. That sucks. But well, I can get around him.
Retrificus Totalis.
Such arrogance.
Retrificus Totalis.
You will regret. How nice of you to stop by.
Leviosa.
Oh!
Protego.
Lucky, that's all.
Stupefy.
Stop it!
Protego.
You're not
Stupefy.
Muggles teach you nothing about children. Ha! The move of a coward.
Stupefy.
No!
Protego. Stupefy. Leviosa.
You go!
Ouch. Didn't see that one.
I won't rest.
Confringo.
Your blood's on Ranrock's hands. Both camps cleared. Madame Beaumont would be glad to hear that. Revelio.
Who's that random dude? Just walking through. Ah, it's okay, just goblins. Just goblins who's been trying to murder people everywhere. Wow. Or wizard kind, anyway.
Seems a pleasant enough little place.
Why, hello again.
I do miss the bustle of business. Poor customers, afraid to venture out.
Hello, Madame Beaumont. Good news. I was able to clear out Ranrock's camps.
You cleared them out? How?
I managed to catch them off guard.
Oh, I wish my brother could have done what you did. Perhaps he'd still be with me now. I'm especially grateful. You did, for Bardolph, what I could not. You saved our hamlet, my young friend. This will not be forgotten. I fear for other hamlets, truly. Ranrock and his lot are unlike any goblins I've ever seen.
What do you have for sale?
What are you looking for exactly? Thank you. Sincerely.
Oh, nothing that I want.
Thank you for passing through. I still can't believe I do appreciate what you went through to find my brother. Thank you.
Is there something I can help you with? Mr.
Adley. Edgar Adley. No, I don't think so. Blast Milo and his mad schemes.
Milo?
He was my friend. Came to me a few days ago with a brilliant plan to make some quick galleons. All I had to do was follow him into the Forbidden Forest. Had I known he wanted to procure venom from a living acromantula. Oh, poor Milo. He didn't deserve to go like that.
I'm very sorry to hear about your friend.
Oh, thank you. I can't think of it. Milo's body is still in that cave with the absconder.
The absconder?
Aye, Milo's name for the acromantula. He did have a flair for the dramatic. In fact, as he died, Milo begged me to take his heirloom pocket watch, so that his daughter would have something to remember him by. But I fled.
Why would someone risk their life for spider venom?
As a potion ingredient, acromantula venom is incredibly valuable. In large part because it is, as poor Milo has proven, impossible to get from a live acromantula.
If I have time, I can try to collect the heirloom watch, Mr. Adley.
You can't possibly go to the acromantula's cave. You'd be killed. Please, forget I said anything.
Ah, sounds like a challenge.
Now, where could that acromantula cave be?
Oh, that's one big spider. I've got to go in there. Okay, I guess we're gonna pack ourselves down and start attacking. Taking out these spiders. How's our chicken alive there?
Confringo. Leviosa.
How about you have this?
There's a victory that came none too soon.
Yeah, well now we're going to go into a spider-filled cave.
Confringo.
The cave must be somewhere in this maze. I wonder what else is in here.
Not sure I really want to know, to be honest.
Confringo. Leviosa. Confringo. Leviosa. Accio.
Okay.
Confringo.
This is definitely a maze. Come on.
Leviosa. Accio.
Shame you're so foul.
Confringo.
This takes us out. Why is there so many dead ones here?
Confringo!
So I must have made a wrong turn.
This could be the Acromantula cave Mr. Adley mentioned.
Oh yeah, definitely. Oh wow. That is horrific. That's a 34. Oh.
Now that's taken care of. I need to find the heirloom for Milo's daughter.
I didn't think that was going to work because it was much higher than me.
Revelio.
What am I supposed to be doing? Find the heirloom Milo left. I don't see any bodies. Except for these ones up here.
Confringo.
So it's definitely supposed to be here.
Confringo.
Ah, I see. I see blue now.
I need to bring this heirloom back to Mr. Adley. It's like a place right out of a storybook. Mr. Adley, I retrieved the heirloom pocket watch from Milo's body.
Merlin's beard! How did you? Actually, I don't want to know. I don't want to think about that Acromantula ever again. Thank you. Thank you very much.
I'm glad Milo's daughter will have something to remember him by.
I am too. As far-fetched as his schemes were, Milo was a good friend, and I shall miss him. Please, accept this reward for your trouble.
What do you have for sale?
Milo can rest in peace now that his wishes have been fulfilled and his daughter has something to remember him by. Never mind replenishing my stocks. Pleasure doing business with you. Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate your business.
Hello, might you have time to help with an urgent delivery?
Letter from Bernard Dye to Eddie Thistlewood. A Goblin Rebellion's attacks on Feldcroft are becoming more frequent. They seem to be searching for something. At least I failed to find another reason why they would target our little hamlet. Regardless, trade is suffering and the people are struggling. Feldcroft can certainly benefit from your creativity and optimism right now. You always seem to have the cleverest ideas.
I'd be terribly grateful if you could help me and my friend with a time-sensitive delivery.
Any suggestions, my friends? I'm not sure how much longer Feldcroft can survive. Yours, Bernard, die.
You sound as if you could use some help.
Oh yes, I could. Eddie Thistlewood's the name. A dear friend of mine in Feldcroft is at his wit's end due to the relentless attacks on his hamlet by Ranrock and his loyalists. I sent 2 crates of Chinese chomping cabbages to help, but they've gone missing.
Good idea. Those cabbages are nothing to be trifled with.
My thoughts precisely. You see, I know plants, and I believe the goblins will be so irritated by the onslaught of ferocious vegetation, they'll simply leave Feldcroft alone. I wonder if you might track the 2 crates down and deliver their contents to my friend Bernard Indiai. I simply can't leave my shop at present.
Why would the goblins target Feldcroft?
My friend Bernard says they've been seen in the area for a while. He seems to think they're looking for something, but lately they've become more aggressive.
Could you not grow or buy more Chinese chomping cabbages?
I suppose I could, but that would take time. Time we do not have, what with Ranrock's thugs posing new threats every day. Besides, it's the principle of the matter. I grew those cabbages, and they are extraordinary.
Any idea where I might find the crates?
Yes, from what I hear, one was spotted south of Feldcroft, the other, so I hear, is south of Brockborough near the river.
Very well, sir. I shall keep an eye out for 2 crates of Chinese chomping cabbages.
Oh, thank you. I shall let Bernard know he might be receiving those cabbages after all.
And what do you have for sale?
I'm convinced that Feldcroft will be much safer with Chinese chomping cabbages defending them.
Sounds like Feldcroft's in trouble. Perhaps I should try to help. That crate of Chinese chomping cabbages is somewhere in this camp.
You're the first one casting spells at a sign of trouble. Yes, you are. It's as if you don't think you have a bit of strength in your own limbs. You should just try standing up a bit taller. Give your wand a rest, that's all. Might surprise yourself. I have a few.
That curiosity young people tend to nurture never ends well for them, does it?
Lucas, to tell us.
For as snooty as Upper Hogsfield is, I don't have much to say.
Hogwarts is very lucky they've got
Confringo!
protection. What was I'll get that goblin help back. Hopefully for rubber.
Oh.
Glacius. Confringo. Levioso.
Someone get me down!
Here. Levioso. Stop that. Confringo. Accio. Stupefy.
Your poaching days are over. Revelio. That's 1 crate in hand. I only need 1 more.
Oh, flippers.
Glacier.
Settle yourself. I mean you no harm.
Do your spells glance off of me?
Leviosa.
Who do you think you are? How childish!
Confringo. Leviosa.
One who released
Confringo. Accio. Stupefy. Leviosa.
Much too slow.
What?
Accio.
A miss!
Confringo.
Oh, there it is. No, it isn't. Ranrock demands an update. Have you found it? Report back immediately. Ranrock suspects there is more of it in Feldcroft. Do not return until you've found it.
Revelio. That's all of the crates of Chinese chomping cabbages. I'd better go and see Mr. Thistlewood's friend in Feldcroft. It's like a place right out of a storybook.
Hello there. Do you have the special delivery from my dear friend Eddie?
Hello, Mr. Ndai. Eddie Thistlewood sent me.
Yes, he told me to expect you. Do you have the Chinese chomping cabbages?
I have them right here.
Marvelous. This will go a long way towards protecting the hamlet from Ranrock's loyalists. The same foul curs who, I'm willing to guess, intercepted them in the first place, along with Rookwood's lot. Feldcroft owes a debt of gratitude to you and Eddie. Thank you for your help.
Do you have any idea why the goblins are attacking Feldcroft?
No clue. I used to think it was because of its strategic location, but now it's as if they were looking for something. I will admit, however, that I don't know what they could possibly be looking for.
How do you and Eddie know each other?
We met at Hogwarts. Been friends and business associates ever since. I wasn't surprised to get his owl about his Chinese chomping cabbage scheme. He was always one to go out of his way to help another.
You're welcome. Happy to be of assistance.
At last, some reinforcements. Hopefully this is enough to thwart the goblins.